Okay, so on to the next track in Sonia's music marathon, man. This over here is W.A.S.P, Heavens Hung in Black. I've never heard of this particular band. This is actually brand new to the channel. The message over here from Sonia is W.A.S.P is an American heavy metal band formed in 1982. They gained notoriety for their shock rock themed image, lyrics and live performance. Okay, man, never heard of them. This is absolutely brand new to the channel. For those of you who are only joining us now, I suggest you go back to the beginning of the series and start watching from there, because there's a great variety of music over here. And also, if you want to watch additional content, I'm leaving the links down in the pinned comment and the description. Right, you can go to the Sphere and you can sign up to the Sphere for a very small amount, if it's within your means, and you can watch additional content there every single day. The last 2 days I didn't drop over there, but I will catch that up over this weekend, and then there will be content that will be dropped there every single day. Alex will start dropping from the 1st of February as well. So will Wolf and so will Mugify. So you'll have a lot of content for a very small fee per month, and that supports the channel. And we got a lot more coming up this year, where we are going to have need a lot of resources and things like that to sort of like get this to where it's going to get. But I appreciate everybody who supports the channel in whichever way. If it's just by watching the videos, that's perfectly good to me. That really does help the channel as well. So thank you very much for that to everyone. Anyway, let's rock and roll. W.A.S.P, Heavens Hung in Black. Let's go. Never heard of this group. Why don't I know that song?
I can't take any more. I have no more wings. I can't take any more. The gates of heaven sealed. Don't you hear me? Don't you hear me? Don't you fear me? Of never coming back. Do you know what it's like when heaven's hung in black?
Wow. This guy, so this for me is a guy that's really going through it. That's what it sounds like to me. Right? Specifically that line over there, right? Don't you know that heaven is hung in black? That's crazy, because, you know, you see heaven as this positive light, you know what I mean? It's this positive, beautiful, eternal place where you go for like peace, you know what I mean? Peace and eternal peace and restfulness or whatever else. But he's basically saying even his heaven is hung in black. Right? So even his heaven is dark. You wouldn't be able to distinguish it from hell either way. Right? So it's like his heaven, so that's really saying something. So like you wouldn't want to know what his hell is, because his heaven is hung in black. And if his heaven is hung in black, could you just imagine what is the inferno that is his hell? You know what I mean? That's mad. That's quite a descriptive way to say that shit's gone. And it also kind of speaks to the loss of faith in something greater, the loss of faith in God, the loss of faith in a greater power that, you know, is answering your prayers. It's like, yeah, there's no one's answering my prayers. I'm literally just alone in this dark abyss, just fucking sinking further into despair. Come on, man, that's mad. I like the actual sound of this. I like his voice. And he looks like a Joker over there. Literally looks like the Heath Ledger Joker.
I can't take any more. The walls are black and bleed. I can't take any more. No room's here for your
actually, seeing that gravestone over there could have actually been the very reason as to why his heaven is hung in black, because this is Shelley Webster, so I think it might be somebody who he loved that passed away. So it's kind of like that was his heaven, right? And instead of actually saying that she went to heaven, it was like, what I saw as heaven here on earth is now hung in darkness, which is a very clever way to actually frame that. Essentially, it's like she was everything to him. She was his heaven, and now his heaven is hung in black. So it's almost like she's 6 feet under. She's in the darkness, essentially. She's died, which means that she took his heaven with her, right, and suspended him in darkness. Do you know what I mean? I think that's one way to look at it. I don't know. You can tell me down in the comment section if you agree with that or not.
Never coming back. Oh, no more tears, please. Hanging heaven black. No, don't you leave me to die. Don't you leave me to die.
What should I answer that?
Don't you leave me to die. No, don't you leave me to die. And you know what it's like. The wind was sad, hanging heaven black. And you know what it's like. Paradise is blind, and heaven's hanging black.
Yo, this is fire though, huh? Let's be real. This is a fucking awesome track. I've never heard of these guys before, but this over here is probably one of my favorites as well of today. This is a really, really cool track. Now, Kim Field was one of my favorites. The script was beautiful. One of my favorites as well. Went on a bit of a rant over there. And now W.A.S.P, man, this is really, really good though. Loving the sound of this, loving the delivery of this. You can actually feel the pain in it. It's amazing.
How can you say that I've no time? Am I blind? Now you see that heaven's blind, yeah. Across the bridges, sad land. Time, oh Lord, don't you leave me to die. No, don't you leave me to die.
Okay, so it's basically she's about to die. So also another one where I said, okay, she has died, and that's why she sort of his heaven was taken away. I kind of also feel that she's going to die, and it's almost like he's begging for her to not leave, right? Where it's almost like see, now my premise has changed over here, where it's kind of like the way he sees her is that this is his heaven. So it's kind of the same sort of idea that I had before, but she hasn't died yet. But he's about to lose his heaven. So the thing is that she's hung in black, so he can actually see the darkness that is starting to envelop her. All right? And it's like he can see that there's no sort of way out but the darkness, and it almost feels like the darkness is going to swallow her, because it's getting to a very dire sort of moment where she is going to go, and his heaven is going to be just swallowed by darkness. Do you know what I mean? This woman was the only person, or the only thing in the world that actually gave him some sort of light, that made his life feel heavenly, that gave his life some sort of meaning and purpose. And that's literally about to be sucked like a black hole would suck something completely in. So that's really cool, really, really well written, and really, really well titled. Heaven's hung in black. Amazing, 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 amazing. Really like this. The instrumentation's like picking up, and it's almost becoming more suspenseful and becoming sort of more chaotic in a sense. It's like it's getting to that moment. We are getting to the finish line. We're getting to that moment where his heaven is about to be lost, right? And it almost kind of like mimics the beating of your heart. It mimics your anxiety. It mimics your desperation, and the instrumentation kind of matches that, right? It kind of wants you to sort of feel a bit uncomfortable, and I'm pretty sure it's going to end off where his heaven does slip into darkness. Anyway, let's go. So it's just chaos. I kind of feel like he's just left that open-ended, right? Because if he didn't leave it open-ended, he would have gone sort of like on the instrumentation, he would have gone chaos, chaos, chaos. He would have built that up and then brought it down more to like a more somber, more sad type of tonality, right? But he ended it off with that chaos. So it's kind of like he's saying that she hasn't gone yet, but the battle and the fight continues, right, until then, essentially. So he's kind of told the story with the instrumentation over there. Absolutely incredible. I absolutely think that this is my favorite of the day. Incredible piece of music. Never heard of W.A.S.P before, but this has really shocked me. This has really surprised me. What a great piece of work over here, from the title to the way the lyrics are written to the instrumentation. Everything really tied in together very, very nicely. You guys let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.